Hello VC, what's going on? It's me, Will, and I'm back with my Record Store Day 2022 haul video. I hope everybody out there had a great Record Store Day yesterday. I personally had a really good one. I was able to get all of the 4 items that I really wanted from the RSD list in this year. And in my opinion, the Record Store Day selection in 2022 was really solid. It was really good, especially compared to the last couple of years. But anyways, I was able to get all of the 4 items that I wanted. And actually one of them was a record that was kind of limited in quantities. And it's a record that I really needed for my collection. So I did not take any chances. I lined up outside of the record store at around 7 in the morning. And I was about the 25th person in line. And the record store opened at 10 in the morning. Which was tough for me because I'm not a morning person at all. But I did it because I really wanted that record. And it paid off because I was able to get it. And this year I went to a record store in Atlanta called Fantasyland Records. Awesome record store. It's one of my favorite record stores in the Atlanta area. And they're also really good for Record Store Day because they get almost all the items or almost all the titles from Record Store Day, the exclusive titles. But they, for some reason, they don't get as many people lined up outside of the store compared to other record stores in Atlanta, like Criminal Records, which has usually people lining up outside of the store the night before Record Store Day. So I went to Fantasyland Records, a great record store. I highly recommend it if you're in the Atlanta area. And this is what I was able to pick up on Record Store Day. But first, the freebies. I was able to get this poster, the yearly poster from Dogfish Head, the official sponsor of Record Store Day. I have a couple of the posters from prior years, and I always like the artwork that they use for this poster. So I was glad to pick one of these up. And I also picked up a couple of free stickers, and the RSD stickers. I really like this one. I'm not the kind of guy to put stickers outside of my car, but I'm seriously considering putting this one in the back of my car because I like it that much. And I also picked up this one as well. Unfortunately, the record store ran out of the tote bags that they had for Record Store Day, but that's okay because I was happy that I was able to get everything that I needed. And this is the first record that I got as far as the RSD releases or the exclusive releases. This is the Muffs with the new improved Kim Shattuck demos. And this one came out this year, of course, in 2022, but it is recordings from 2002 when the Muffs were getting ready to record their album called Really, Really Happy. And this one was limited to only 1,200 copies. So this is the one that I really wanted for my collection because I'm a Muffs collector. I own every release that they have released in the past. And it was kind of limited. Only 1,200 copies is a pretty small amount of copies for this record, in my opinion, because the Muffs have lots of really loyal fans. So yeah, glad that I picked one of the copies from the record store. And this is the inner sleeve, which has a really cool, kind of like a heartfelt write-up from Ronnie Barnett, who was the bass player for the Muffs, and a very good friend of Kim Shattuck, the singer of the Muffs, that unfortunately died a few years ago. So in the write-up, he kind of explains what these recordings are, how they came up to be, and it just talks a little bit about Kim as well when she was recording the album, or when she was recording the songs, or writing the songs for Really, Really Happy. Nothing in the back of the inner sleeve, and the record itself came in on black vinyl, which I was glad that they used black vinyl for this one, especially for a demo record. But I really like the labels in this one, which they made it look like a CDR, one of the CDRs that Kim used to share with Ronnie back in 2002 when she was writing the songs. And the other label is kind of like a standard label. But anyways, the music in this demo album was really good. It's what you would expect from the Muffs. It has almost all the songs in this record were released on Really Really Happy that came out in 2004, with the exception of the track number 13. Even now, that's an unreleased track, or actually it was released but as part of a compilation that came out later. But the songs, I was surprised of the quality of the sound of the songs. Because usually demo versions of songs sound unfinished, they sound kind of rough, they don't sound very good. This is the exception to the norm. The quality of the recording is really good. When I first started to listen to some of the songs in the record, first I thought that they were alternative versions, finished alternative versions of the songs, but they were actually demos that came recorded by herself using previously recorded drums from the drummer from the band, and she would just play guitar and bass and sing in those demos by herself. I was really impressed that she was able to do that high quality of recordings pretty much by herself. Yeah, they're excellent. Most of the versions of the tracks here are very close to the final versions, the final version of the songs that came out later in 2004 on Really Really Happy. Maybe the only one that stands out here as far as being different from the original or the final version of the songs is a song called Don't Pick on Me. Check it out if you can. I'm not sure if it's available on Spotify or on YouTube, but I really like the demo version. It kind of gives an idea of what Kim was trying to do when she was initially writing the songs and kind of composing the tracks for the final album. And again, this one came out on Omnivore Recordings. It's a record label that is doing pretty much all the Muffs reissues in the last few years, and they've been doing a really good job in those reissues. All right, up next, I also was able to get a copy of the Pixies, and this one is live from Coachella, and this one came out this year in 2022. But it's a live recording from 2004 from the first reunion show of the Pixies. After they broke up, they reunited and they played at the festival. And this one came out on Demon Records, and it was limited to 1,000 copies. So that's plenty of copies. You might be able to still find one of these ones at your record store. Double LP, with the second LP is actually an etching, so it only has music in 3 sides of the 2 LPs. And the records themselves came in on color vinyl, of course. Here's the inner sleeves with a tiny Pixies logo. I think the Pixies have one of the best logos band logos in rock music, but they don't really use it that much. Why not put a bigger one in the sleeves? It's kind of small. Anyways, here's the other side. Has the credits. And the records themselves are really cool, kind of like a marbled orange. This is the one with the etching, actually. I don't know if you'll be able to see it there. It's kind of hard to see. But it is the same design as the one in the front cover. And here's the other side. So they did a really good job in this one. The other record looks exactly the same as this one, but this inner sleeve has the track list. First thing that I gotta say about this title, it was expensive. It was so expensive. It was $43 that I paid for this one. Does this live record have to be $43? It sounds really expensive. I guess the joke's on me because I ended up paying that amount of money. But I really wanted a live Pixies record. I don't have any live Pixies in my collection on vinyl, so I really wanted to get it. And actually, the recording's really good, but I don't know if it's worth $43 for 3 sides of music. Again, the 4th side is an etching, so it doesn't really have that much music in the record. Somehow I feel like the Pixies actually had to pay the guys from Coachella to put in the name of the festival in the cover of the record. Maybe they sell more records if they have the name of the festival in the album itself. I don't know, I'm just speculating here, but I think that may be the case why it was so expensive. Anyways, the music in this is excellent. I'm glad that I bought it actually, even if it was so expensive, because the sound recording is excellent. The quality of the recording is really, really good, which I was surprised when I went to Discogs. I saw one guy complaining about the sound quality. He might have got a bad pressing because this one sounds excellent. You can hear everything crisp and clear as far as the music, and the levels on the sound of the crowd noise is perfect in my opinion. It's not overwhelmingly high, and it is not too low either, that you can actually tell that it's a live recording. And as far as the songs, they have all the hits of the Pixies. They really went all out, playing everything that the crowd wanted. Debaser, Monkey Gone to Heaven, Where Is My Mind, Here Comes Your Man, Wave of Mutilation. It has all the best songs from the Pixies. And since this one came out or was recorded in 2004, it does not have any of the newer songs that the Pixies wrote after the reunion, which can be a good thing and a bad thing as well. I actually like those songs from that they wrote after the reunion. So maybe in the future I'll have to buy another live record from the Pixies. But if you just want to hear the classic tunes from the band, this one is a great option. Again, Pixies live at Coachella from 2004. All right, then the last full-length album that I was able to get from the RSD exclusive list was this one. This one's The Bleeding Hearts with Riches to Rags. And this one came out this year in 2022, but it is a recording from 1993. And it was finally released this year, and it features Bob Stinson from The Replacements in this band. And it came out on Bar None Records. Here's the back, and there's Bob right there. And this one came in with an inner sleeve with a write-up from written by Bob Mehr, who literally wrote the book about the Replacements a few years ago. So it's a really good write-up to understand the actual history of the band. In the back you get the band photo with the credits, and the record came in on red vinyl with the custom labels. The Bleeding Hearts, this one was sort of a blind buy for me, because although I knew about Bob Stinson with the Replacements, but I did not know anything about this band, the Bleeding Hearts. And there is a reason why actually not many people know about them, because this record was not released until now, when it was recorded back in 1993. So it's great that they actually released it, because the music in this record is excellent. The guitars are great, the vocals are awesome, very fast-paced rock and roll music. I would describe it as kind of like a mix between the early Replacements and the Rolling Stones. It has a little bit of that classic rock type of feel. But the singer in this band is really good as well. I'm just surprised that it took him so long to actually release this record, because you not only have the famous name of Bob Stinson from the Replacements, but you also have really good music in this album. It was right for the era. This sounds like a great alternative rock 90s style of record. It could have easily been a hit, in my opinion. It has lots of songs that are catchy enough to be that could have been big hits in the radio. Songs like, I think the one that I liked the most in this one was the second song in side 1, Gotta Find a Way. Side 2 is a little bit faster paced. It has a little bit of punk influences in it as well. But the whole album is excellent. I was glad to pick this one up. Again, Bleeding Hearts with Riches to Rags. Glad to add it to my collection. All right, then last but not least, I also picked up one of the new reissues of the single of Sunday Girl from Blondie. And this one came out this year on Chrysalis Records, or the reissue came out this year. The original one came out, of course, in 1978. I actually have a copy of one of the original singles. This is how it looked like. But it's actually, of course, missing the picture sleeve. I bought it for a really good price back a few years back. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the reissue of the single. Double 7-inch compilation with gatefold. Has the pictures of the band, the lyrics, and this is how the original picture sleeves of the singles look like. And the records look like this. Comes with the chrysalis inner sleeves with the die cut here and the chrysalis labels. The first one comes on translucent yellow vinyl. And this one is almost exactly as the original, except that it's remastered. It has the original single in it, and the other side has the French version of the song. And the second disc, this is where the interesting stuff. This is where the interesting stuff is in the second disc, in my opinion. Also with the chrysalis cardboard sleeve, with the die cut, and the chrysalis labels, slightly different this time, but on red or translucent red vinyl. So this one right here has a demo version of Sunday Girl and a live recording also of Sunday Girl. Both of them previously unreleased, and the live recording is from Portland in 1979. In my opinion, the most interesting thing about this one is the demo version of the song, which is completely different than the final version of the track that came out on the single and on the album. It is almost like an experimental version of the song. It almost doesn't sound like a Blondie song at all because it's just so out there. Very, very interesting demo to listen to. I'll put a link in the description if I can find a link to that song so you can listen to it on YouTube. Yeah, great single. My only complaint, again, is the price. This 7-inch was $30. It was way too expensive. I still wanted it. I still needed it for my collection. That's why I bought it, but it was way overpriced. $30 for 4 songs is just way too much, and it's essentially the same song, really. But again, I'm the one that paid for it, so the joke's on me. Here's the hype sticker with the information from the recordings. So it has the 1979 live recording, and the remastered from the original tapes is the first disc. But again, good addition to my Blondie collection, even though I had to break the bank a little bit on this one. So that's it for me, VC. I hope everybody had a great time on RSD yesterday. I certainly did. I had a great time interacting with other vinyl enthusiasts and buying the records. I'm going to be catching up on your videos soon, so I'll be commenting on the RSD stories. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.